Reddit's rise and collapse. How 972 million users became Wall Street's problem. It has more traffic than Netflix, Twitter, and Instagram combined. So why did it take nearly 20 years to make money? This is the story of how the front page of the internet turned into a battlefield, with AI deals, moderator revolts, and a community wondering if Reddit is still Reddit. Let's break it down. Reddit started in 2005. Two college kids, Steve Huffman and Alexis Ohanian, wanted to build a space where anyone could share anything. No real names, no followers, no filters. Just links, just content, just communities. And it worked. By the 2010s, Reddit had become the front page of the internet. But it wasn't like Facebook or YouTube. There were no influencers, no algorithm pushing posts, no verified badges or blue check marks. The power belonged to the users, specifically the moderators who ran the subreddits. They weren't employees, they weren't paid, but they kept everything running. They built the norms, they enforced the rules, they dealt with trolls and spam. And in return, they got some Reddit gold and occasional recognition. That was it. And that gave Reddit a special kind of power, and a special kind of problem. Because while it was massive, it wasn't making real money. Reddit had the traffic, but it didn't have the cash. Why? A few reasons. First, no real names means terrible ad targeting. Advertisers want to know who you are. Reddit doesn't. Second, some of Reddit's biggest communities were, frankly, not brand-friendly. NSFW content, meme chaos, dark humor, and brutal honesty? Not exactly the dream for corporate ad buyers. Third, Reddit wasn't really built for advertising. The homepage was chaotic. Comments could be savage. A promoted post could be downvoted into oblivion before anyone clicked it. And fourth, many users weren't even on Reddit's app. They were using slicker, faster third-party apps like Apollo, Relay, and Reddit is Fun, none of which showed Reddit's ads. Fifth, Reddit users are famously anti-corporate. This isn't Instagram where people follow brands. Redditors are proud of their anonymity and allergic to being sold something. The moment a product is obviously marketed, it gets mocked, memed, or flat out ignored. Advertisers didn't just struggle with targeting, they struggled with tone. So Reddit tried things, promoted posts, Reddit Gold, even crypto-based community points, which tanked once the crypto winter hit. But nothing really stuck. Even Reddit's design updates, meant to attract new users, frustrated the old ones. Every UI refresh was met with backlash. Every algorithm tweak sparked a thread of Reddit is dying posts. There was also the paradox of scale. Reddit was huge, but fragile. It depended on community goodwill to stay functional. Any sudden change, especially those involving money or moderation, could trigger mass protests. And while platforms like YouTube and Meta were raking in billions, Reddit was still struggling to turn views into value. In March 2024, Reddit finally went public. It raised over $748 million in its IPO and landed a $6.5 billion valuation. Wall Street was watching, and Wall Street wanted one thing: profits. Fast. That meant big changes. Reddit started selling access to its treasure trove of user data to companies building AI. Reports showed deals with Google and OpenAI worth tens of millions. The community's reaction? You're profiting off our free labor. Every post, every comment, every meme, suddenly worth something. Not to you, but to Reddit's shareholders. The site that built itself on community was now selling the community. It wasn't just about money, it was about betrayal. Redditors had spent years building something organic, something messy but real. And now their jokes, rants, advice, and confessions were being packaged up to train language models. And it wasn't just the tech community that noticed. Artists, writers, developers, they started asking, if Reddit can do this, who's next? The AI boom was revealing an uncomfortable truth. The web's biggest value isn't platforms, it's users. And companies were starting to treat user contributions like raw materials, to be mined, licensed, and resold. Then came the API crisis. In 2023, Reddit announced massive price hikes for its API, the tool developers use to access Reddit's content. Translation: All the popular third-party apps? Gone overnight. For power users and moderators, this wasn't just inconvenient, it was war. More than 8,000 subreddits went dark in protest. Entire communities shut themselves down to fight back. Even r/Pix, r/Funny, and r/Gaming, three of the biggest subreddits on the platform, went private for days. The blackout made international headlines. Reddit's front page was basically empty. Reddit's CEO, Steve Huffman, made it worse. He called moderators landed gentry, as in entitled landlords. And behind the scenes, users discovered something even more infuriating. Reddit wasn't just trying to cut costs, it was trying to lock down control of its own data to feed future AI deals. It wasn't about users anymore. It was about leverage. Moderators are the unpaid labor force that makes Reddit work. They enforce rules, clean up spam, and help communities grow. But after the blackout protests, Reddit started removing them. Admins took control of popular subs like r/AskReddit and r/Science. Volunteers were replaced. Policies changed without warning. The result? Users started leaving. Trust was broken, and the people who built Reddit's identity, the mods, were either sidelined or silenced. Meanwhile, Reddit doubled down on its AI deals. It signed licensing contracts worth over $60 million. But here's the catch. The AI tools Reddit helped train, they're now giving users Reddit-style answers without sending traffic back to Reddit. So Reddit may have just trained its own replacement. They handed the future to AI and got a short-term payday in return. And here's where things get even more fragile. Reddit's biggest differentiator was always its depth. A place where niche communities, r/legal advice, r/personal finance, r/relationship advice, offered thoughtful, crowdsourced guidance. But if AI can simulate those answers instantly, why scroll through 200 comments? Now, users are asking, was it worth it? Daily engagement is down. Mods are burnt out. Users feel betrayed. Ad performance still lags behind every major platform. Reddit's community was its secret weapon. Now, it feels like Reddit is becoming Dig 2.0, a once-loved platform turning into a hollow shell. Even advertisers are getting wary. Without passionate users, Reddit's ad inventory is just space. It lacks the influence, stickiness, and trust that made Reddit valuable in the first place. The truth is, Reddit's biggest challenge isn't just profitability. It's survival without losing its soul. Because when a site built on grassroots culture sells out to algorithms and investors, the users notice. And once they leave, they rarely come back. Reddit had a chance to build something different. A platform built on community, not clicks. Instead, it joined the race, chasing ads, AI, and IPOs. In trying to monetize its soul, Reddit may have lost it. So, what do you think? Is Reddit still Reddit? Or has it become everything it was supposed to fight against? Drop your take in the comments. And if this hit home, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos. There's plenty more where this came from. Stay sharp. Catch you in the next one.